Good morning. Oh, let's try this one more time. Good morning. Oh, better. All right. Always a pleasure to be at your high school. As I said, my name is Mark Heaton. I work for Baker College System Headquarters in Flint Township, Michigan, and I help oversee all 18 Baker colleges around the state of Michigan, the Auto Diesel Institute of Michigan, and the Culinary Institute of Michigan. Really excited to be here again. I've had the pleasure of coming to Port Huron High for about 12 years to speak to the seniors each year. This is a little new this year to kick off the college application week. And so I'm not here to come in and talk about Baker College, and that sort of thing. What I'm here to talk about today is your future. Something very important, okay? By the time you walk out of here at 10:39 this morning, hopefully I can get you all excited, pumped up, and feeling really good about your future. What is going to happen to you when you leave Port Huron High School? What's going on in that job market today? What are employers going to expect from all of you, and how you can have the kind of future that you really want to have, all right? Now, I have to make sure before I jump into all this kind of stuff that I know my audience. I want to make sure I've got this down. Are you all seniors? Oh, this is it. The final frontier. About 7 months from now, the fine folks here at Port Huron High are going to say, "Gosh, seniors, thanks for coming. Here's that piece of paper you've been looking for. See you later, good luck, and gosh, don't let that door hit you on the way out." Oh, you guys are done. You're not coming back next fall for 13th grade. Hopefully, right? Okay. Do you guys realize you're all sitting here today, 17, 18 years old, and you are all expected in the next 6 months or so to make decisions that will just affect the rest of your lives. Oh, nothing major. Just where you live and where you work and how much money you make and what kind of car you drive and who you marry and how happy you are. So no pressure at all. You know what's not right about that? Everything. I don't like it. I don't think it's fair. But guess what? You're stuck. That's why I'm here. Hopefully some of the stuff I share with you today will make you feel better about your future. And we're also going to have a little fun today as well. As you can see up here, there are many multicolored t-shirts that Mr. Dan Kenny, who's vice president of our Port Huron campus, decided let's have a little fun today. Those cards that you have, you fill that out, hang on to it. At the end, we're going to collect those and we'll draw for some t-shirts. Plus, he also has another cool thing he's doing in the office as well. Now, let's get into talking about your future a little bit. Here's the scoop. Oh, my information. You guys are probably all sitting there going, "Man, some old dude shows up here today going to tell us about our future. What does he know?" My information, just so you guys know, comes from two sources. One source you already know really well. The other one you're going to want to get to know really well. I'm going to start with that one. Companies. Employers. People you're going to want to hire you someday and pay you lots and lots of money. Have a wonderful future with. I work every single day with companies. Matter of fact, I'll tell you guys right now, I don't really work for Baker College, all right? My office, system headquarters in Flint Township, my paycheck says Baker College Professional Services. I don't work for them. My college, we don't even work for our students. We take good care of them, but I work for, my college works for employers. The reason being is the kind of college we are. Constantly meeting with companies, finding out what they want, what they don't want out of their employees, and adjusting our programs based on that. So I get a ton of my information that I'm going to share with you today from these companies, and that helps us have such a high employment rate at our college. So that's one thing. My other source of information is you. High school students, juniors, seniors, adults. I have spent the last 30 years of my career helping people get to where they want to be. I'm a career counselor. I'm an expert in career planning. I love helping people get to where they want to be. It's the best feeling in the world. When I was vice president of our biggest campus, my favorite day was graduation. And you would see people walk across that stage who maybe 2 years before or 4 years before walked into your office and they were just afraid and they didn't know what they could do and all this kind of stuff. And to see that person achieve that goal, have that career is awesome, okay? Now, I've learned a lot from people over the years, too. I got to tell you that. Hey, have you guys ever seen The Springer Show? You know what I'm talking about? Okay. Holy cow, come spend a day with me sometime. I got to tell you, I don't know what it is, the suit, the office, whatever. All of a sudden, you got people you just met 2 minutes ago, and they come in and sit down, and they start telling you things about themselves you really didn't want to know. It's like, man, thanks for sharing, but this is way too much information, okay? All right, very nice. You know what? Adults kind of freak me out a little bit. Way too high strung. Been out of high school 10, 12, 15 years, scared to death. Barely can walk in the door. You go to meet them, shake their hand, got to wipe your hand off. It's all sweaty. Then they sit down. It's like, I'll never make it. I barely made it through high school. I'll be the oldest one. And they do fine. Juniors, high school juniors. Don't you love juniors? Juniors are always so fun, excited, motivated, like little puppies, all that energy. Yeah. Clueless, no idea what's coming. That's okay. That's all right. Seniors, you guys are my favorite. You're making that first big move into the real world. You know one thing I've learned about seniors in the 30 years I've had the pleasure of helping you guys out? I'll share it with you today. I would not be a high school senior today if you paid me. I'm sorry, I think you're great, don't get me wrong. Oh, if I could be 18 again? Are you kidding me? Oh, I'm in. Hair would be awesome. That'd be great. If I had to go through what you're going through, oh no. I thought I had it tough. I remember laying awake at night as a senior thinking, man, I don't know what I want to be when I grow up. I just don't want to be a bum living on the street somewhere. Compared to what you guys go through, I had a cakewalk, okay? I know seniors right now who actually deny the fact that they're seniors. I mean, seriously, they don't even want to talk about it. I'll go, hey, aren't you a senior? Like, nope, I'm a junior. They don't want to talk about it. Well, you guys know why? What does everyone want to know when they find out you're a high school senior? What's the first question you get? If it were only that simple. They want the whole enchilada. They want the next 40 years of your life mapped right out. And if you don't know it, they look at you like you're strange. Last summer, first time somebody asked if you were a senior, you're all excited. Yes, I am. That was the last time. Oh, yeah, because then you get the question, as I like to call it. Well, what are you going to do when you graduate? Are you going to go to college? If so, what college are you going to go to? And what your major going to be? And which grade point going to be? And when you graduate, where are you going to work? How much money you make? And what kind of car are you going to drive? Where are you going to live? Get a house, apartment, a condo? Who are you going to marry? And how many kids are you going to have? And you're going, whoa. I don't know who I'm on the prom with yet. You want to know who I'm going to marry and how many kids we're going to have? Are you guys psychic here at Port Huron? They give you a crystal ball your senior year and say, oh, here you go. Answer all the stupid questions you're going to have for the next 9 months. How are you guys supposed to know this stuff? You guys, most seniors I know, they don't know what they're going to do this weekend. A lot of seniors I know, they don't know what they did last weekend, okay? And you're supposed to know 40 years from now exactly what you're going to be doing. This is not fair. Oh, and who's going to help you with this? Oh, your friends. Try it. After school today, walk up to a friend in the hall and say, hey, man, tough being a senior, isn't it? You know what they're going to say? Yeah, it is. See you tomorrow. They don't know what they're going to do. How can they help you? Oh, mom and dad. Go home to your parents tonight. Tell them how tough you have it, and your parents so helpful. Come back with a standard parental response. Tough? You don't know what tough is. When we were in high school, we had to walk to school every day, 10 miles. Uphill both ways, 4 feet of snow, barefoot. Shoes weren't even invented. Oh, yeah. Oh, and you guys wait. The worst is yet to come. Thanksgiving. Grandma and Grandpa roll into town. Yeah, we sail the Mayflower every day just to get to high school. Yep, never late. Uh-huh. You guys, I am old enough to be your parent. I'm going to tell you right now, it's way tougher today. You have more riding on your decisions today than I did when I was your age. But I would trade shoes with you on one thing. Opportunity. Your opportunities today are way better than mine were if you have a plan. Every person I've ever helped the last 30 years, Mr. Kenny has helped, we're that Mr. Pergitone over here. Every person has faced 3 major life decisions. Now it's your turn. And how you answer these 3 questions will have a huge impact on your future. I'm talking millions of dollars. Should I go on for more training after high school? What should I go into? And where should I go to get it? Now, should I go on? Well, before I can get into that future, I got to make sure we're on the same page with this, okay? I got that future word up there. Now, here's the scoop. Class of 2013. Congratulations. This is great, right? Now, it is now 2023. You get home from work, you pull in your driveway, you get out of your car to go get your mail, you start leafing through it, and you got an envelope there from Port Huron High. You say, hey, my alma mater, they want something, whatever. You open it up, it's an invitation to your 10-year class reunion. Now you're all excited, man, I want to find out what happened to some of these people. You fill out the little card, drop it in the mail, big day arrives. You pull in the parking lot for your 10-year class reunion. What are you driving? You're driving the same car you have right now? Yeah, hey, now this is a very special car. This is one of those multitasking kind of cars where you got the little bungee cord that holds the rear trunk down and the bumper up. I mean, you get a lot of work out of that. It's good. Okay, maybe you're driving something new. Maybe a new car, truck, SUV. Ooh, the new Camaro convertibles, I really like those. That's kind of nice. Can you imagine? Summertime, you pull in, you got the top down, tunes are cranking, looking good. Oh, who's in that car with you? Are you single? Are you engaged? Are you married? You walk in the door for your 10-year class reunion, 3 of your high school friends, lost touch for the last 10 years, hadn't seen them, whatever, all that kind of thing. You walk in, they turn around, they spy you, they say, whoa, we were just talking about you, haven't seen you in all these years. What are you doing? Where are you living? What's going on? And you say, hey, same old, same old. They say, really, you're still living here in Port Huron? And you go, oh, yeah, mom and dad's. Ooh. Where are you living 10 years from now? Do you have your own apartment? Do you have a condo? Do you have a house? Where do you work? How much money do you make? Where did you go on your last vacation? You guys, these are all questions you're going to have at your 10-year reunion. How you answer, should I go on? What should I go into? And where should I go? Huge impact. Okay, so I want to ask you guys. I want your opinion. Should you go on for more training after high school today? What do you think? Oh, warms my heart. That warms my heart. This is awesome. You guys are all brainwashed. Yep, better go. Okay, why? I'm worse than a little kid. I always want to know why. So who's brave? Who wants to tell me why? Young man, you tell me. Pardon? To get a degree. Okay. Let me ask you a question. I can hand you a degree right now. I can say, here you go. Here's a degree. Does that guarantee anything? Oh, so you want to get a degree for what purpose? Okay, you guys got to hold on so I can hear you. You got to speak up now. To get a job in what you want to do, you have to have a degree? Is that what you're saying? No. Okay, you got to speak up then. I got to hear you. All right, that's all right. All right, let's talk about this for a minute. You guys, what does everyone tell you to do after high school? Where are you supposed to go? College. For how long? 4 years. Oh, 4 years, at least 4, maybe 5 or 6, just to be sure. Okay, let's talk about this for a minute, all right? Here's the scoop. If you guys want to know the key to your success today, it starts right here. The first thing is this. You could get your high school diploma next spring. You probably all will. That's great. That's fantastic. I'm happy for you. Maybe a few of you decide, maybe I don't know if I want to get there or not, but you may or may not make that. You could go for some training after high school less than 4 years. That's fine. Or you can get that 4-year degree or more. However, getting that degree, going on for a 4-year degree or not, was it always the case? No. Check this out. I want you guys to think with me. I want you to get a picture here. It is October, I think today's the 25th. October 25th, what is this? The second hour, Port Huron High, third hour, Port Huron High, 1970. Just let visions of Woodstock run through your head. I walk in, I say, hey, students, how you doing today? I'm here from a college. I'm here to talk to you about college, future goals, plans, all that kind of stuff. Would I even need to be here in 1970? No. Are you kidding me? You'll all be sitting back going, hey, man, college, future, just relax. Go with the flow, right? Oh, here you go. You guys, in 1970, did you have to go for a 4-year degree or not to get a good job after high school? No. As a matter of fact, 70% of the jobs in 1970 were manufacturing jobs in this country. In Michigan, what kind of companies were we talking about in particular? Yeah, Ford, Chrysler, Generous Motors. You guys want to know how tough it was to get one of those jobs in 1970? I'll tell you. Monday morning after you graduate from Port Huron High in 1970, you hop in your car. You either get on 94 or 69. You decide which way you want to go. You can go to Ford or Chrysler, or you could go to GM. You pull into one of those plants. You fill out an application Monday morning, and you drive home. Monday afternoon, your phone's ringing. Personnel director calls you up, says, hey, looking over your application, very impressed, spelled your name correctly. We'd like to offer you a job. You're like, thank you very much. And they say, oh, but you got to come in for an interview. Now you're all nervous because these interviews are tough. You go in, you're sweating it out. You sit down, and they say, okay, you a nice person? Yeah. Hard worker? Yeah. Be here on time? Yeah. Great, you're hired. Can you start tomorrow? And you walk out thinking, man, I'm bad or cool or groovy or far out or whatever you'd be in 1970. You got the job. Next day you show up for training for him, meet you at the door, says, hi, welcome, come on in, going to train you now, pay close attention. This is the machine you're going to run. The green button is on and the red button is off. You work 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, and we'll see you in 30 years when you retire. We'll have that gold watch waiting for you. Any questions? Go to work. And you would start out making at GM with benefits back in 1970, right around $10 an hour to start. Oh, I know it doesn't sound like a lot today. I'm sure many of you make more than that. But in 1970, was that pretty good? Oh, I'll put it in perspective. In 1970, the average price for a new car in this country was $3,000. And I'm not talking Yugo like you're looking at earlier. I'm talking Camaro, Firebird, Mustang. You want to get out of the house, get away from mom and dad, do your own thing? Great, go for it. The median price for a home in the U.S. in 1970 was $20,000. You're 18 years old making $10 an hour, new car is $3,000, house is 20. Life is good. Now, we got to get to 100% here. So here's the scoop. 10% of the jobs in 1970 did require some training after high school, less than 4 years. If you wanted to be a plumber, an electrician, a cosmetologist, a nurse, yes, you would do that. Or if you wanted to be a doctor, lawyer, teacher, counselor, astrophysicist, yes, you had to go on 4 years or more. Now, what's going to happen right here when I put 2013 up here? It's going to go up. Flip the numbers. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Not really. One of the biggest myths we have going on in this country today, folks, I'm going to tell you right now. Here's the scoop. If you want to be a doctor, lawyer, teacher, counselor, astrophysicist, yep, you're good to go. But according to the U.S. Department of Labor, that hasn't changed since 1955. This changed though, didn't it? 10% of the jobs you get out of high school today, now it's not manufacturing, no, it's service industry. What kind of jobs are these? Oh, come on now, the burger biggies, yes, McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, Taco Bell. Hey, they'll hire you, train you, put you to work, only gonna pay, $7, $8, $9 an hour, but you get a nifty uniform and a great meal plan, and you can just live at home with mom and dad till you know you're 40. Now, is there anything wrong with these jobs? Absolutely not. Good, hard, honest work is fantastic. I think Ronald's a great guy. Burger King's a lot of fun, it's all good. Will it help you meet your goals, though? That is the big question. You have to decide that. That's totally on you, okay? So, what about this right here, though? Everybody says go get a bachelor's degree or a master's degree or whatever, because, you got to have that and all that kind of stuff. You guys, 70% of the jobs in this country today require some training after high school, less than 4 years. As a matter of fact, 1 out of every 3 people who got a bachelor's degree in this country last year ended up taking a job they could have gotten right out of high school. 1 out of 3. A lot of people skip over this stuff because they, I want to make the big bucks. Let me get you thinking outside the box. If you got a bachelor's degree in Michigan last year from one of our state universities, and you were lucky enough to get a job, you started out salary-wise, right around $35,000. Not bad. All right, can always go up. Plumbers. Do plumbers make good money? Where I live, Genesee County, last year plumbers averaged $62,500 a year. Is that more or less than 35? Yeah, plumbers go to college 4 years or more. 2 years of apprenticeship style training, get paid while they go. Truck driver, driving the big rig. They make good money? We have that program at my college. Started when I was vice president of our biggest campus back in '94. We have one of the best programs in the country. Our students walk out the door, start between $40,000 and $60,000 a year. You know how long that program takes? 20 weeks. Microsoft Certified Systems Engineer, Computer Networking. Let me tell you guys a story. I know a young man graduated from Rochester High School down by the Palace of Auburn Hills about 7 years ago. He graduated with a 1.2 GPA, would have had about a 0.6 had he not had a bunch of computer classes, loved computers, hated school. His parents wanted to ship him off to the military. He wanted no part of that. Said, if I can find a college that'll take me, can I go there? They said, good luck. He heard a presentation like this when he was a senior in high school. We do a program for seniors like you to come meet with somebody like myself or Mr. Kenny, Mr. Pergitone, and talk about careers and future and all that. And he called our Auburn Hills campus up and said, can I come meet with somebody? And they said, sure, come on in. So he goes and sits down and says, all right, you guys have networking here? They said, yeah. He goes, how does it work? They told him. He goes, man, I love it. Goes home to his mom, says, I'm going to Baker College. She laughed. Said, they're a prestigious private career college. You have a 1.2 GPA. They're not going to take you. He said, no, I can go. Call him. She did. We said, yeah, he's in. 9 months later, he's 19. He's also MCSE certified. We hook him up with a company. Starts at $35,000 a year, full benefits, and they pay for him to finish college. Now, it took him 2 more years to get his associate degree because he was working, but they paid for it. He had to go part-time, all that. When he got his associate degree at 21, he was making $52,000 a year. He finished his bachelor's degree. He's just wrapping his master's degree up with us in computer science. Keep getting pay raises, it's great, all that good stuff. He worked in our office there. That's how I got to know this young man and his story. And it's amazing. People just think, oh gosh, you can't get there any other way. Yes, you can. The key is, you got to go on and do something. 90% of the jobs are going to require you to do some kind of training after high school today. It is huge. The key is start somewhere. Let me ask you a question. Did you guys hear anybody from the class of 2012 last year make this statement? Oh man, I'm just going to take a year off after high school. Does it usually end up being a year? No. You know when we see those folks in our office? When they're 28, 29, 30, and all of a sudden now they've got to get the training and skill to get in the job market because employers can't afford to train you anymore, and they don't have it. Well, here's the scoop. You guys, is it easier at 18 years old to spend a year or two getting started and getting some training for that job market today, or would it be easier at 30? The best advice I can give you guys today, please do something and start right away. The chances of you being successful, if you start at 18, I just read an article on this, you have a 10 times greater chance of meeting your goals and being successful if you start now than if you wait. So please go on and do something. It's so huge. Employers need people with the right skills, okay? They can't afford to train them. The second thing we have to look at, what to go into. A lot of times high school students, they're like, oh my gosh, I know I have to go on, but I don't know what I want to do, okay? Well, here's the scoop. When you look at what you want to go into, there are 3 things I always like to look at when I'm helping a person out. Number 1, can I make some money? And you know what? I didn't have to tell you that. I have 3 kids. My oldest 2 are both in college right now. They're not all about the money thing, but they want to be comfortable, and that's cool. I remember my 12-year-old, we were just driving back from the west side of the state, 2 months ago. And he said, yeah, Dad, he goes, I'm not quite sure what I want to do yet, whatever. I'm kind of thinking this and this and whatever. And we're talking about it. And I said, oh, how about this? He goes, well, I know I don't want to do that, whatever. But I want to buy at least a $250,000 house, and I want to be able to do this and whatever. I go, okay, well, keep working hard in school, buddy, whatever. And, all that good. And he's already thinking about it. It's cool. But making some money is good. Oh, job versus career. Have you guys ever heard anybody say, I hate my job? If I had a dime for every time I heard that the last 30 years, I'd be retired, okay? Can you imagine Monday morning, you're all excited to help a person out, got a lady sitting across from me like this. I go, ma'am, how can I help you today? Well, I hate my job. My boss is a jerk. Can't even stand up in the morning and go to work anymore. I'm going to kill him. I'm like, whoa, relax, put the gun away, let's talk. Okay, whoa. Why would somebody get up every day and do something they hate? What's the motivation for that? Money, yeah, if you're doing something you hate and you're doing it for the money, isn't it just a job then? It's that dirty 4-letter word, isn't it? Work. Okay, all right. I see some people are going, no, it's not this one. Oh, yeah, work. That's a dirty word today, isn't it? How often do your friends walk up in the hall after school and say, hey, I get to go to work now? Oh, no. It's like dead man walking, right? They're walking down the hall, head hanging down. You go, hey, what's wrong? They go, oh, man, I got to go to work. It sounds so bad like they torture him and beat him or something. You go, no, don't go. You think you'll never see him again, right? You guys, you're going to work about 40 years of your lives. That's 10,000 mornings you have to get up and go to work, 83,000 hours. I know I'm just a ray of sunshine, aren't I? Wouldn't it be great to get up every day and do something you like? Please find something you enjoy. Now, the last one, right here, this is the one that high school students miss the most. The first two, I didn't have to tell you guys that. You want to find something you like. You want to find something you can make some cash, right? What I want to talk about is this last one. It gets missed a lot. I had a young lady in my office probably 12 years ago, and she sat down, we're talking. I get people to dream with me. I want to know about your future. I want to know what you're thinking. I want you to build that future for me. I want to hear about it. Because to get a path to your future, you got to have that idea, right? And I said, well, what do you want to do for a career? And she said, I want to be a marine biologist. I said, hey, that's awesome. I wanted to do that when I was younger. That's great. Now, you guys, when I say marine biologist, where does your mind go automatically? Well, water, the ocean, Tahiti, Fiji, Florida, Hawaii, whatever, that kind of thing. Mine too. I'm out there. I'm right there, right? Here's the scoop. I said, okay, great. I said, now where do you want to live? Where do you want to settle down? She goes, I know exactly where I want to be. I said, really? Seriously? She goes, yep. I said, where is that? She said, mid-Michigan. You guys, what do you think the demand for marine biologists would be in, say, the greater Lansing area? It's probably not real good, right? So she's either got to find a new career path or maybe somewhere else to live if she wants to pursue that. That's the key. You got to put all these three things together. Now, where are the hottest careers today? I'm going to show you right now. 88% of all careers, almost 90% are in 4 fields. Business, health, education, human services, and technology make up almost 90% of the jobs today. Looking really good. By the way, business, if you're not sure what you want to do, here are some options for you. Pretty much from A to S anyway here. Accounting to supply chain management, in between you have legal stuff and management and food and beverage and entrepreneurship and all those good things. So if you're thinking about business, not a bad area to go into today. Very nice. Accounting right now is extremely hot. Health science. You think this one's big? No question, all right? So you got anything from chiropractic assistant down to vet tech. You go nursing, medical office, whatever. Huge areas for employment. Very nice. Education, human services. If you want to go into law enforcement or social work or teaching or any of those things, you're going to find those things right in here. And then finally, technology. Anything from architecture and auto body to welding. A lot of opportunities out there for jobs, which is really good. By the way, you guys, can anyone in here tell me how are we doing in Michigan? How's Michigan going? Oh, no. Time out. I see heads going like, oh, man, Michigan. You guys, no. You got to put it in perspective. I'm a glass half full kind of guy, okay? Did you guys know Michigan led the nation for 4 straight years in unemployment? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, right? You know what that made us, right? Number 1. Now you're all smiling, aren't you? You're going, we're number 1. Yeah, okay, good. Here's the scoop. Do you guys know right now Michigan is leading the comeback? We are creating more jobs. We're actually number 2, okay, out of 50 states. We're the second in leading job creation on this comeback, on this turnaround. As a matter of fact, you take a look at this. By 2016, they estimate 650,000 more jobs available in this state. Now, let me do some math here. Class of 2013, you get out of high school, you go for a year or 2 or 3 of training. We're still in this 2016 time frame. Who's going to benefit from this? You guys, absolutely, no question about it. It's looking really good. But let's talk about what some of these careers pay. Let's see if you guys can handle this. Oh, RNs, huge demand, almost $65,000 a year. Not too bad, over 30 bucks an hour. Accountants, almost 62,000. Dental hygienists, 68,000. Radiation therapists, 74, almost 75. You guys, tons of opportunities out there. This is great. This is good money. Oh, are you going to need this money? Yes. Why? Remember that $3,000 car? Not anymore. They've gone up just a little bit, man. Oh, the Z01, he was checking it out, weren't you, man? You know, he's looking at that Z01 over there. This is all good. My kids like this car too. I like it. That's why it's in here, of course. Yeah, I told my wife, I said, you know what? I need a Z01. She said, why? I said, it goes 183 miles an hour. She said, you can't have one. I said, why? She said, because it goes 183 miles an hour. So whatever. I tried, okay? Well, I'm going to Texas, man. That's it. I'm in, all right? Oh, house. Remember that $20,000 house? Yep, not anymore. That's going up a little bit too, all right? Oh, gosh. Kids, little kids. Aren't little kids awesome? And not anymore. To raise a child today from 0 until they're 17 will cost you $295,560 per child, okay? You guys. Okay, we got quiet down here, so are you going to be able to do this? Yes, you will. And I'm going to tell you how. And I'm going to tell you why. All right. These peeps right here. Ever heard of these folks? I'm one. Baby boomers. 1946 to 1964, 78 million children born in this country. Baby boom. Now, last year and a half, well, actually about the last year and a half, baby boomers started turning 65, okay? When people turn 65, what do they start thinking about doing? Okay, good. No, it's a dying. Thank you. Okay, yeah. You guys, in the next 17 years, you have 78 million people leaving the job market. As a matter of fact, you look right here, 10,000 boomers a day turn 65 in this country. Today, 10,000 more boomers are going to turn 65. 10,000. Look right underneath that where it says 46 million. That's how many children were born the next 18 years. 32 million fewer, okay, baby bust. If you take 78 million people out of the job market and try to replace them with 46 million, is there a problem? Yes. Not for you. Think about that. If there are more jobs available than people to fill those jobs, what's a company going to have to do to get you to come work there? Pay you more. Show me the money. You got it. You guys, right now, if you play your cards right, you get the right skills, the right training in the right area today, you're going to be in great shape. Even in Michigan, we're like I said, leading the resurgence, but you have one more hurdle to cross. Where do you go? And you know what? This is where more mistakes happen that we see with high school students than any other area. You have college, you have military, you have trade school, you have apprenticeship programs. How do you decide what way to go? And you know what? It's not the easiest thing in the world. You know what? Think about this. You're thirsty. You walk down the hall to get a drink of water. That's pretty simple, right? You walk down there, you turn on the water fountain. Yeah. And you turn on the drinking fountain to go to, you know what, the ones that drive me nuts though? Those porcelain white ones, you know? And it always seems a little thing on the side, you kind of turn it and it keeps going around and around and it just dribbles out. And you're so thirsty, you get a drink, you know, so you bend down there really low to get a drink of water. And the next day you go in there, you know it's going to dribble out, so you bend down really far and then somebody fixed it and it hits you in the ear, you know, whatever. Yeah. So you guys, getting a drink of water most times is pretty simple, right? For a high school senior, I'm going to put this analogy, I'll take it a little step further. Wrap your hands around that and try to get a drink. A little more problematic, isn't it? Let me ask you a question. My son graduated, my middle son, from high school last year. You guys getting stuff in the mail? Yeah. Oh, he got more stuff in the mail last year from the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Podunk U, alligator wrestling schools in Florida. Everybody and their brother was after him. And they all want the same thing. Oh, we're good. Come here. We want you. We're the best. And you're supposed to make choices, okay? And unfortunately, choices aren't typically the best when people are choosing college today. Here's the first thing. The football team won the Rose Bowl, and I really like football, so I think I'm going there. Oh, my best friend's going there, so I think I'll go there too. What are you going to major in? I don't know. We're going to room together. We'll have so much fun. I was watching MTV, and they had a list of the top 10 party colleges, and this one's number 1. You guys, do people choose college like this? Yeah. You want to know how I know? Do you know that 50% of the freshman students at our state universities every year, half are not there the next year? What happens to them? I can tell you. Flunk out, drop out, kicked out, party out, pass out, whatever, they're done, okay? Why does it happen? It goes back to one thing I think personally that they didn't do, and it's not their fault. Has anyone ever told you guys how to buy a college? No, but you know how to buy stuff, don't you? Yeah. You want to go out and buy a car after school? You all know how to do it. Test drive it, slam the doors, kick the tires. Yeah, it's a solid car, man, I'll take it. So how do you buy a college then? Walk up there, slam the door, kick the wall. Yep, it's a solid place, man, I'm here. Yeah. How do you buy a college? That's the big question. How do you make good choices with this kind of stuff? You know what? Here's the scoop. When you start looking at this, what to look for in a college, there are some things you want to check out, all right? You've got for-profit colleges and career colleges and big and small and liberal arts and public and private and all those wonderful things, technology schools, religious schools, so you have options, right? And it's the same with military. If you're thinking military, you've got Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard. What do you look for in any place that you're going to consider? Here's the first thing. Number one, find out what their goal is for you. This is your future. Make sure you're on the same page, okay? That is so huge. I don't know about Mr. Kenny or Mr. Purgitone, but I'm going to tell you guys right now, if any of you ever walked into my office, sat down and said, Mr. Heaton, if I come to your college, what would your goal be for me? I'd look you square in the eye and tell you very truthfully, our goal is to get rid of you as fast as we possibly can. We don't like having our students around, not because we don't like them, but as a career college, we want them gone in 2 years or less if possible. Even though we have bachelor and master's and doctorate and all that, the key is employment. Find out what their goal is. Make sure you're on the same page. Major. Do they have my major? It sounds really stupid, right? Of course they're going to have my major. I chose this place. You would not believe the number of people who end up in our offices after they've been to school for a couple years, and they sit down and they say, well, I want to transfer. Really? Okay, great. Where were you coming from? And they tell me, and I was like, okay. I said, now, what grade were you in? How long have you been there? You go, oh, I'm a junior. I said, really? You want to transfer? You're a junior? You already got that far? Whatever. And I said, why do you want to do that? They said, well, I got to my college. I started going to school, and I got to my junior year, and they said I had to declare a major. And I'm like, yeah, that's pretty typical. And so I went in and met with the academic person, and I said, this is what I want to do. And they told me that they don't have that major there. I'm like, really? So you attended that college for a couple years, didn't know they didn't have your major? And they said, yes. And I said, well, why did you choose that college in the first place? Well, I got a brochure in the mail when I was a senior, and the campus looked really pretty, so I sent in my application. Yeah. Happens all the time, okay? Oh, employment rate. What is their employment rate? If they can't tell you, you're going to school for what? Because you love school, right? No, because you want to get a good career, right? Make some money. If they can't tell you the employment rate, that's a big factor. Location. You might want to be close to home, or you might want to be as far away from your mom and dad as you possibly can get. I don't know. That's up to you. So you got to figure out what's going to work for you. Class size. You guys heard horror stories about college classes, 200-300 people? Yeah. My average class size in college, just so you know, was 250. I had 4 with 700, which would be about the size of this room, and I had 1 with 1,000. Some people are cool with that, other people it's an issue. Find out what that class size is. That is so huge, okay? Oh, acceptance criteria. What does it take to get in? If the college requires a 3.5 GPA and a 28 on your ACT, and you have a 2.5 and a 20, are you in? So you got to know, are you on the hunt for that, okay? Living arrangements. Have any of you guys seen a college dorm before? Yeah. What do you think? Large, spacious, country club-like atmosphere. Closet with a bed in it, right? Okay. You guys, you got to go and check them out. They're all different, okay? I was actually in our dorms at our Wausau campus the other day. We were checking out, we have loft apartments. I would live there. I mean, I walked in and I went, are you kidding me? They're really nice. Oh, and then finally, cost of college. I was in Chicago yesterday, and I was speaking to a couple hundred high school students in Chicago area, and they talk, out of state and all this kind of stuff, and cost for college and all those kind of things. You guys, here's the scoop. When you start looking at college costs, a couple things you got to think about. Number one, published tuition. Is that really the true cost? If it says $10,000 a year to go to a school, is that really what you pay? No, not at all. They say, oh, it's $10,000 for tuition. You go, hey, I think I can handle that. And they say, oh, you want to live here? Oh, that's another $9,000. Oh, you want books? That's another $2,000. Oh, and there are fees. That's another $1,000. Now you're at $22,000. So all of a sudden you're going, whoa, I don't know if I can handle that. But is that really the true cost? And does everyone pay the same? If you want my advice, if you go visit a college, don't go in there and say, how much does it cost to go here? You want to know the question to ask? How much will it cost me to go here? That's the question. You don't care about other people. I'm not saying you don't care about them, but you're worried about you and how it's going to affect you. Grants, scholarships, loans, other things can cut that cost way down for you. It's out there for you, but you got to ask, okay? That's the huge thing, all right? Once you find out what's available, all of a sudden it could be very doable for you. So don't go because you don't think you can go. Got to ask what it's going to cost you. The best advice I can give you guys right now, is this. Look at the stuff you're getting in the mail. I know you get a lot of it, but check it out. Talk to your teachers and counselors. Go to websites, all that kind of stuff. The most important thing that I can tell you right now is go visit. My son graduated this year. He's big into sports, and so I go to events and stuff, big high school like you guys have, and, people know me because I'm involved in the school and everything, and they, oh, Mr. Heaton, how you doing? I'm like, hey, good, good to see you, and I go, hey, senior year, and they're like, yeah, and I'll say, well, what are you going to do? You going on? And, of course, we have a campus right in town, and they all know I work for the college. They go, oh yeah, Mr. I'm going on. I'm going to college. I'm like, okay, cool. I said, been out visiting? And they go, yeah. I said, really? Tell me about that. You know what I hear? Well, remember Joey from last year? I go, oh yeah, who could forget Joey, okay? And he said, well, Joey called me up this fall, said come visit me at my college. So one Saturday I got in my car and I drove there, and we went to a football game. We had a great time. And after the game, they had this party, and it was so awesome. And I woke up on Sunday, and I don't really remember a whole lot, but I'm pretty sure I had a good time. You guys, is that an official college visit? Okay, it might be a lot of fun, but it is not an official college visit. Go sit down with someone official. Take the time. One question I would ask is, what's your goal for me? Make sure you're on the same page. My challenge to you right now, in the next 4 to 6 weeks, get out there and look at military and trade schools and colleges and all that good stuff and really, really check these things out. It is so, so important, okay? How many of you guys are worried about cost of college? Can I see your hands if you're really worried about okay. Do you mind, real quick, if I don't pick on other schools. That's not how I roll, okay? Do you mind if I show you how costs can get cut down? I'll do this real quick. I don't want to talk about, just don't even look at the top, the Baker College thing. Just look at the tuition and down, okay? Our tuition this year is $7,740, okay? In this state, they range from $3,500 to $44,000 a year for colleges. So we're kind of on the low end of that, which is great. But here's the scoop. How do you cut the cost down? The first thing is this. Remember I told you don't ask how much does your college cost? Ask what it costs me. First thing I'm going to tell you, any person in this room sitting here right now who has a 3.5 GPA cumulative or has a 24 or higher on their ECT, not both, either or, gets half off for 5 years. So what just happened to that money? It's got cut in half right away. Oh, if you have a 3.0 to 3.49, there's a $1,600 a year scholarship called the Career Scholarship. Great. Oh, Baker College grant. $1,500 a year. 80% of our students qualify for that grant. And the Pell Grant this year is $5,500. By the way, if a student got both of those things, are they in pretty good shape? If they got one of these with it, are they in really good shape? Oh, if you're TIP eligible, tuition incentive plan, that's another $3,000 plus a year. And then guaranteed student loan first year, $5,500 goes up from there. I have never had a student in 30 years say, I want to go to your college, but I can't afford to go. Some pay everything, some pay part, some pay nothing, some actually get paid to go to school. How do you find out? Go visit. And that's anywhere. Do you guys know colleges have to put on their websites? You can go in and do a cost estimator right on the website. You punch in your income, your family income, how many people in the family, grade point, ACT score, all that kind of stuff, and it will give you a cost, approximate for you to go to their school. You can find this information out right on the internet. It's great. How are we doing on time, Dan? 5 minutes? Okay. All right. So you guys, my advice, think about, should you go on? What should you go into? Where should you go? I'm really, really excited about your future. You have awesome opportunities, okay? Oh, by the way, I mentioned opportunities. Number one, Mr. Kenny's doing something really cool in his office, kind of every other month doing a little something big, for students who visit. But it's a cool thing. You guys, these cards you have in front of you, we're going to draw some names for some t-shirts in just a minute, okay? Now, on these cards, I want to throw something out to you. If you are interested, if you need some help with this stuff, we do a program for seniors to come in. It takes about an hour. You sit down with somebody like myself or Mr. Kenny or Mr. Pergitone and talk about what do you want to do, where do you want to be, what are your goals, how do you choose a college, what to look for, questions to ask, cost financial aid scholarships programs, take a tour, look at labs, dorms, facilities. It takes about an hour. Everyone's really nice. If they're not, we beat them. If you need some help with that stuff, put a little star or an asterisk on your card. We'll contact you and invite you in for that. It does not mean you have to go to Baker, but it's a great way to get college under your belt, okay? So do that. If you're all done with the cards, a little star on the top if you're interested. Pass those cards. Which way, Dan? Should we pass them? To the ends. Pass them to the ends of the aisle, okay? these guys, you guys pass them in this way, and we're going to drop for some shirts, have some fun with you guys, and go from there, okay? You guys have been awesome. I wish you the best of luck this year. Have fun, be safe. College application week next week. Save some bucks. That's good. And I want to thank you guys for having me in. I really appreciate it, and it's always a pleasure.
You did a wonderful job.
So thank you. Oh, thank you. Great kids. Some good stuff, okay? And again, best of luck this year. Have fun.